Hi, my name is Steve Gallia. Today I want to go through, as you can see by the title of the video, just some of the essential items, particularly this one, pots, pans, ovenware, cookware, etc. So if you do like the video, please hit like, let me know so I can keep making these sorts of videos. If you want to be updated with them, then hit the subscribe button and you'll get all the emails coming through with updates. You can click straight on and come through to all these updates. So pots and pans, just to start off with, make sure your pots and pans, you want to make sure that you spend as much money as you can afford on them. They will last you an entire lifetime if you look after them. So as a bare minimum, I know I've got a few other bits and pieces here, but as a bare minimum, you want a small, a medium, and a large size one. Your small one's more for your sauces, that sort of thing. Your bigger one, obviously, if it's just a smaller sort of meal, like a risotto, or maybe you're just making pasta for yourself, something like that. And then the bigger one, if you're making your bigger dishes or you're making soups and stews, definitely you need an all-rounder. That would be where I'd suggest to start. If you can, make sure that you get lids with them. Not every set will come with lids, but they do make a complete difference. I've got the glass ones, just makes life a little bit easier when you're obviously looking through. You don't want to lift off the lid and release all that heat. With the actual construction of them, make sure that you get a good weighty pot or fry pan. The heavier it is, obviously the better usually. So if you do get the thinner ones, you probably find that you're going to get heat spots or cook spots. It's just going to mean that your food and that's going to get burnt. So try and get something with a little bit of weight behind it. Also make sure that your handles are well riveted. So these ones you can see go all the way through. Good sort of construction there as well. And then the handles, it's always helpful, especially with your fry pans, to be able to cook obviously on the cooktop, but then to be able to directly put it into the oven as well. Just so if you're cooking a lamb rack or something along those sorts of lines, just makes things a lot easier, and it means these dishes wash up at the end as well. Now the bases will come in a few different sort of varieties, so make sure that you get something with a copper sort of base. If you can, if not the end of the world, but your copper bases will mean that you're going to get a nice even spread of heat, as well as your heat and your cooling. It's going to be a lot more controllable as well. Now if you do have the opportunity to get the steamer for your medium-sized cooking pan as well, definitely helps with cooking the great sort of vegetables and bits and pieces on there as well. That is an optional extra. You don't have to get that, but you will find sometimes if you buy them as a set, it'll come with it as well. So as a standard, that's where I'd start. From there, your griddle pan, this is my absolute favourite. Great for cooking steaks and lamb and Portuguese chicken and things like that as well. Pretty much basically it's like cooking on a barbecue. If you've ever done that or attempted that, you're going to get some brilliant sort of flavours and everything there as well. Especially if it's a rainy day, you can still go and cook beautiful food and everything on there. These obviously weigh an absolute ton, but you're going to get a perfect finish on there as well. Especially if you're entertaining people, you're going to get that professional sort of finish on a lot of your meats and that as well, on your chicken and such. So if you can afford one of these, if you can get one, grab one. But once again, not the end of the world. You can do most of the same sort of thing in your fry pan as well, but it just adds to the flavour and the textures. Moving on, you've got your wok, obviously for stir fries. Once again, exactly the same rules for your pots and pans. Make sure it's nice and weighty. Make sure that you've got good rivets. It's not going to completely fall off. As I said, if you do spend the money on it, they are going to last a lifetime. But these bits and pieces, your griddle pan, your woks, and all the other bits and pieces, you can add on at a later stage as well. Make sure that you keep them nice and clean as well, just hot soapy water. You don't want to sort of scratch them at any point. The other thing that you can do as well, obviously, is there's the non-stick variety. Now I've got just this standard bases there, but if you do prefer a non-stick base, by all means get some. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. In fact, if you have just started cooking or you're looking at cooking, it's probably a better option for you as well. It's just going to make life a little bit easier. Oh, excuse me, going to make life a little bit easier for you as well. Now going on to your bakeware, your ovenware, there's lots of different bits and pieces, and it all depends on what it is that you're going to be cooking at the time, and who it is that you're cooking, how many people that you're cooking for as well. So anywhere from your little small sort of, you could make this for one of your kids or for yourself if you're just wanting a snack. You'd use something like this for, a little mini lasagna, or you can just put, if it's by yourself, you're cooking for yourself, a nice chicken breast or something you can put in there. Beautiful. As you're going up, obviously, same sort of concept, but just larger in size. That's all it really comes down to. So small, medium, you got your ones with the deeper sort of dish as well. They definitely come in fantastic. If you're making things like a shepherd's pie, you need that sort of depth in there as well. And then you move your way up to your larger sort of bits and pieces as well. These are great for lasagnas and such. The actual surfaces or what it's made of, they are, obviously there's a lot of sort of differences there, but to start with, just get small, medium and large, and work your way up from there as well. Put these on the side, all the way up to something like this, which if you absolutely love your meat like myself, fantastic roasting sort of tray. You've got the griddle at the bottom there, so if you can see the difference in my finger, there's a nice little gap there. So when you've got, say, a leg of lamb that you're putting on there, all the juices and such are going to drip out, and you can make an absolute beautiful gravy and everything from there as well. That's sort of my renaissance at the moment. Absolutely in love with that. Same deal with the pots and pans, just spend what you can afford, make sure that you keep them clean and they will last you an absolute lifetime. Now you've got your cake rack, resting rack, whatever you wish to call it. Great idea to get a couple of these. You rest your meat, obviously I'll go into depth when I start cooking meat with you guys, teaching you how to do that. These are a fantastic idea. Even if you're resting your meat on here, you've got a plate underneath, you put it in the fridge just to age your meat, things like that as well. If you're baking, obviously you can have your biscuits and you know, things like that on there as well. So once you get to that sort of stage, try and get a couple of these also. When it comes to baking, just an on-flow of there, you've got different bits and pieces, so it'll really come down to the more you cook, the more that you're going to get. You don't have to go and get all of these at the start. In fact, I probably wouldn't get any of these to start with. It'll be only when you get into the actual baking side of things. So if you're going to make some bread or you're going to make a meatloaf or something like that, you'd get something along the lines of this. If you're going to go and make some cakes or some brownies or whatever the case may be. And then your complete flat sort of tray as well. These are great for biscuits, and even if you're making little bits and pieces like you know, chicken wings or something like that, they're just great to have a nice flat tray. If you're going to cook some chips, you can put them on there as well. But just start off with a bare minimum. My recommendation would be something like a couple of these and one of the smaller, one of the larger trays, just to start yourself off with. And then as you grow and you really get into it, you know, then you're going to start picking up and getting a few more bits and pieces as well. But that's just a very basic sort of overview. I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a rundown, just to make sure that that you've got, you know, just the essentials there to start yourself off with. If there is any questions at all, I know I've gone through this quite quickly, but please write your comments down below and I'll get back to you. I'll fill you in with any sort of questions or anything there. And as I said before, if you like the video, hit like so I know that you know, it's something that you guys are enjoying, you're getting some benefits from, and I'll keep putting these through. Alright guys, thanks very much for your time. Have a great day. Bye.